The government would require some senators to support the zone of special operation, because even though they have a majority in the lower house, the bill requires a special majority, and that means they must go into the Senate and convince the independent senators that this is a good bill, it's fair, it's just, it's constitutional, or at least it justifies breaching the Constitution. Today, when contacted by TV6 News, asking the Prime Minister if she thought they would support, the independent senators would support the bill, listen to the response that our Prime Minister gave. And I'm quoting here. They will present their usual vapid and shallow contributions and then most likely vote with the PNM in line with their voting history. Who really cares if they support or not? We will move on with our other plans to protect citizens. This is a Prime Minister who would have used taxpayers' dollars to formulate this legislation. We would have debated, those in the House would have debated this bill, and it did not go to a vote until something like 3:30 a.m. last week, Friday. Again, that is taxpayers' money being wasted. If it is that your attitude is, well, if they don't support, we will just dump the bill and we'll move on. It is your duty, it is your job to present a bill to our independent senators. First of all, to have respect for them, to have respect for the fact that independent senators are our best, that's the best version of some kind of proportional representation. And there are persons in there that tend to actually say, listen, I'm speaking for the swing voter. That is the best non-partisan apparatus that we have inside of Parliament. And you are not in any form or fashion trying to speak to them, to encourage them, to have their say. You should have, first of all, you should have consulted with them. We want to hear what they think, how they believe that this bill can be made better. So to adopt this attitude of who cares whether they support it or not, we're going to just move on, we'll dump it and move on, it's crazy, it's arrogant, and it's a waste of taxpayers' money if you're just going to dump a bill and then say, look, well, we bring a bill and you didn't want it, so tough cookies and move on. As if that was not bad enough, as if that arrogance wasn't bad enough, that don't care wasn't bad enough. TV6 went on to ask, what about citizens? Because you serve us, our taxpayers pay you. What about citizens that do have concerns? Listen to her response to that one. If citizens in any particular area don't want the added protection provided by the government, they are free to let us know. We will remove it, and they can fight it out with criminals on their own. There are many communities that want the extra protection, so the government has no need to beg any community to accept it who doesn't want to. Again, the attitude, the arrogance. I don't even know what to say anymore, because one, we voted out Keith Rowley because he was arrogant. But, and I don't want to use Trump, because it really does feel as though she is empowered to act the way that he acts and to speak the way that he speaks. And Trinidad and Tobago, if this is really what you guys want, so be it. I want to remind you that silence is consent. If this is how you believe a prime minister should speak to the nation, speak to independent senators, speak to citizens, then stay quiet. If not, speak up, say something, and reject this form of governance. It is a dictatorship out of control. I don't have any more words to describe the level of arrogance and lack of consultation and care for what we think as citizens.
Testing, testing. Microphone check. Mic check, mic check. Let me get a mic check. Can you hear me? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Slimy Show. I know it's been a while. The last time you guys heard from me was at the Madua raid. And what's so funny is as soon as I started this stream, I just lost the vibes and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this shit tonight. Hold on a second. My microphone is good. Audio is good. Let me go silence the computer in the back. Welcome, my fellow lawless criminals. You know what? I'm really not in the mood to do this shit tonight, so I have to get drunk. I have to be drunk to do this stream tonight. It's not going to be long. I only have 2 stories to report because, like I said, I'm not in the mood. So let me go fill up my my glass with some Hennessy. But before I do that, there's one video that I want you to review before I start. Do you guys remember that? All right, so oh my god, I'm really the hardest part of doing a stream is at the start. You got to get your mind in gear. You got to get into it. God, I'm really not into this tonight. After losing that Tobago election, I just lost all the energy, all the life, all the zest I had to do this. But anyway, from my last stream, I think we did this assessment live. At if you guys remember, I was commenting why the hell was nobody firing at these helicopters that came into Venezuelan airspace after they were doing these shows of power, that I was bragging about, like no one could invade Venezuela, they're invincible, da, 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 da. Had me like an ass out there, and so what we had surmised was someone in the higher ups of the Venezuelan government had sold him out. And as you can see, progressing over the past few weeks since this raid happened, Delcy Rodriguez is cozying up to the CIA director. Diosado, the big mouth Diosado, who was talking all that shit, to Kamala, all that hot stuff. He shut up, and like all of them are acting funny. So now Jimmy Dore came out yesterday with this theory that Maduro was a CIA asset from all along. It's an interesting theory. It's interesting, but I didn't come on to talk about Maduro tonight. So let's just hear what these guys have to say. Come on, computer. Oh man, I'm really not in the mood for this shit. Reportage. Uh, oh crap. Wait. Hold on. Shit. God damn it. Alright. The audio is off. I just realized that. I just looked at my speaker and I realized that I'm playing this for the past 7 minutes and you're not hearing anything. How stupid of me. Maybe I should open up the chat. See if there's anyone listening. Hi, Ann Brian. Crimson Studios, what's up? Alright, so let me start over this video. This video is about this is Jimmy Dore. You guys go follow him. He's talking about Nicolas Maduro being a CIA asset. And the last time I was on live, it was during the Maduro raid. where I had speculated that someone in his government had sold him out because the military had stood down. So in the past couple of weeks, Delcy Rodriguez has met with the CIA in the open, like on camera. And yesterday, Jimmy Dore came out with this video that they are speculating that Nicolas Maduro was an asset for the CIA. And there was a story out a few months ago regarding these election machines. Oh my God. It's amazing how all these stories tie into Tobago and materials on Tobago. So anyway, there was a story out a few months ago where Venezuela was the ones that actually messed with the voting machines in the United States, and the whole big confuffle they had over the election machines, where the election machines was changing votes and tampering with people's votes and not registering votes and all that stuff. The article came out saying that Venezuela was the one responsible for that. I don't know how true that is, but it was a news story that came out. So why are people texting me at 11 o'clock in the night? Alright, so let's play this video with Jimmy Dore. Oh, hold up. Actually, you know what? Let me respond to this guy first. Okay. Back to Jimmy Dore. Yeah, that's bullshit. All right. So this is how this shit ties into my story. I only wanted to talk about two stories tonight. I want to talk about the 60% increase with NGC on the manufacturers, and I want to speak about the artificial intelligence. But oh, man, all right, a client texting me. Why are you texting me? Now I lost my train of thought.
So he's saying that the plan is for Maduro and the 2020 election. What is the plan?
Remember the 2020 election was rigged?
Yeah.
Maduro's going to testify because remember they blamed Venezuela for rigging the election. Remember that absurd?
So they were trying to do that. So that was the latest CIA deep state propaganda.
This is
that
an
a
interesting
lot of people fell
conspiracy
for,
theory.
that somehow Venezuela was
I don't see it. Nicolas Maduro being a CIA asset. Interesting, interesting theory. I just wanted to put this out there for you guys. So this is something for you to jump on. And also the day before, no, actually the same day of the raid, China had met with Nicolas Maduro. So they had alerted him that this was going to happen. So they had told him this. Man, then if that's true, then this whole thing.
People controlling our elections, not Russia, because they said it was Russia, but it was Russia in 2016.
Very
but then in
interesting.
2020, Venezuela somehow got control of our election machines and the Diebold machines, and they're the ones who are pulling the strings on our elections. And I'm like, well, why would they want to have Donald Trump be elected? Go ahead. So what is his theory?
He says he looks at it as, the faction of CIA or whatever that didn't like Trump. That's one of their long-standing operations working with that guy. So Trump is bringing him in so that he can testify that they rigged the 2020 election with help from these gangs and Democrats, and then he'll get let go.
Now I remember what I was going to say. I was talking about let me see if my mic is on. I was talking about the Tobago elections. After the Tobago elections, after that let's say strange loss, because you can tell if you're a citizen in a country, you can feel the mood of the people going into an election, and the mood. The polls, everything showed that PNM would have won the majority of the seats in Tobago, and then we are confronted with this stunning loss. I ain't gonna lie, that it messed me up, but then again I went back in some of the videos that I had made. And now here comes this video saying that the U.S. and Venezuela and all these people mess around in people elections and they change voting machines and all this stuff. So, and also the night that UNC won, if you remember, go back to election night, 2025 when UNC won. Remember there was like the election results was coming in really weird. And at some point in time, the PNM just went dark and stopped reporting. And then all of a sudden, like some hours later, they came out that PNM had won these seats and the UNC had won those seats. It seemed like some kind of fuckery was going on with the election systems in Trinidad. So now, switch it over to Tobago, where you have the United States clearly involved in our politics, clearly involved in what is going on in the nation. You had white people at some of those TPP rallies, which were clearly CIA assets, controllers, handlers. So that is why I am convinced in my head, I have no proof of this, that the Tobago elections were stolen. Renison reported yesterday that the UNC flooded Tobago, UNC contractors flooded Tobago with $9 million and all this stuff. Well, that was a part to do with it. But I really wish that Ansel Dennis would what? I wonder if they have this in Tobago. Like, if you live in Tobago and you are confused by the election results, is there a way you can go and verify that your vote was cast for a particular person? Do you guys have that kind of transparency in Trinidad where you can go and check to see if your vote was switched? Some kind of fuckery happened in Tobago. All right, I didn't, and that is what kept me offline, because I was like, what is the point streaming? What is the point trying to educate these people if they're just fucking stupid and they're gonna do this shit? In my mind, in everybody's mind, the Tobagonians was the smarter of the bunch. But if you guys could go and do this kind of stupidness, then all hope is lost for that twin island. So I was really turned off. I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Even Renison, you see, had stopped streaming for a while. It's like that Tobago loss had um it affected a lot of us. But you know what, Tobago, you're gonna learn your lesson. Don't come crying when next month you see a whole bunch of CPEP workers getting fired. You know, you'll look for this. But anyway, my two main stories for tonight is the NGC price hike and this stuff with the artificial intelligence.
Treatment. That's what he predicts. It's just something to watch for. If that happens, I didn't believe Trump would be 180 degrees from everything he said. That was a surprise to me. So I just say look out for it. We'll see if his prediction comes to pass. That'd be pretty funny. Because they've already said this 2020 bullshit like anyone gives a shit about that anymore. They're just going after the old Democrat mafia operations, right? That's all they're doing. That's what the Somali with that Mormon boy front virgin Nick Shirley reporting on the scam of Minnesota. That's just them cracking down on the other side's mafia, is what it looks like to me, right?
Yeah.
And Trump's already pardoned a guy involved in the crime. He's already given a pardon out to one of the criminals in that scam. John Corbett had a thing about it. Corbett report.
Well, his name is it's not John Corbett. What's Corbett's first name? Why am I blanking?
The reportage guy. That book.
Reportage. Reportage.
All right.
I say reportage.
Oh,
It's
shit.
James Corbett. That's his first name.
James Corbett. Yeah. Excellent channel, dude. Also suppressed like Jason Burmis, the original guy that told us about 9/11. Suppressed more than anybody I know. And now everyone's saying stuff Burmis brought out back in the day. And loose change.
Wow. Okay. So that's quite a theory of Venezuela. That I wouldn't doubt it. That's part of the plan for sure.
Chavez got whacked, and then Maduro's there.
And then Maduro was there for a long time.
Yeah. We've had, by the way, CIA run countries before, like Greece. The guy from Charlie Wilson's war that John Kiriakou knew.
Yeah.
John Kiriakou tells the story. That guy was the head of Greece, a CIA agent.
No kidding.
Plus whatever his name was.
Okay. So we'll so you think you think that maybe Trump is kind of messing up the CIA,
the previous. These are two mafias.
So it's the two deep state mafias, and the Zionists want him out.
Right.
And so Trump is signing with the Zionist deep state against the other's deep state who was using Maduro as their puppet. Is that what you're saying?
They think they're the good guys in this house of, the good guy thing to do would be to tell us this weird house of cards of lies they've been running for 80 years. That would be what a hero would do. But what they're going to do is go, we're less bad than that other side. We're just like kind of Satanists. Like that. So it's just mob wars. It's the way mafia families, you're expected to sympathize with one gang over another gang. It's just that bullshit. It's very simple.
Okay. Wow. That's so we cannot.
Maybe he's wrong.
Of course. So this is his prediction that professor you had on your show. I can't vouch for the veracity of it, but it certainly makes sense. It's
something I would have never thought of.
And I would have never thought of it either. I would have never thought of it. So let's see if it plays out. So we'll know. We will. History soon. History will show us, or events will unfold, and see if that was true or if it's not true. But boy, would it be really interesting if Maduro ends up testifying that they rigged the 2020 election for Joe Biden. That would be
already. There's been rumblings about it, so that's why it didn't ring completely. I was like, wait, I remember them saying something about this, and it sounded very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you real quick. So they were using Starlink to coordinate the protesters, which are Kurds and CIA assets and Mossad especially, that they embedded in Iran to start killing people to try to cause a riot to encourage the government to shoot back at them. These people are shooting at police stations. They're not just protesting. It's amazing they don't care about the chick that got shot because she hit the gas. These people are shooting at cops in Iran.
Right.
But guess what? China and Russia helped them trace every Starlink back to those operatives. So they got all those Mossad operatives that were using that system. It's not in the news, is it?
Oh, no.
Israel took a big hit last week just from what they were saying. Like all of the Starlink, all of the operatives that were using Starlink, they got caught. So Israel suffered a great intelligent asset hit with this Iran stuff here.
Oh, and that's why they're like, you better stop killing protesters. They're killing the Mossad assets.
Yep.
Oh.
They tracked them through Starlink, and I find that very believable.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about it.
Okay, that's Jimmy Dore. You guys go follow him. So on to the main story tonight. NGC. Where the hell did I didn't prepare my slides. Actually, hold on. I do have the slides. I'm trying something different with my videos. And I didn't download the videos. Oh, here we go. All right. Play, fool.
Holy state-owned National Gas Company is proposing to increase the price of natural gas to TNT's large manufacturers by up to 70%. Sources told CNC3 that NGC signaled to the manufacturing sector that it wants to increase the natural gas prices by the end of the first quarter of 2026. The proposed price hikes were confirmed by multiple companies that will be impacted by the increased costs. One company that asked not to be identified said the decision by NGC to increase the cost of natural gas to the manufacturers constituted a threat to the manufacturing sector in TNT, as it would impact jobs, tax revenue, and foreign exchange earnings. Another company executive said foreign exchange revenues will be lost due to uncompetitive local pricing and that it would be a double whammy because of the increased forex demand to replace production that was originally sourced from local manufacturers. Higher natural gas prices will increase the cost of production for local manufacturers, forcing them to increase their prices to customers. These prices would come on top of higher duties on alcohol and cigarettes. Andrea Perez Sobers, CNC3 News.
And I think this is the time I should put on my mask to read this speech to y'all. My rubber mask. Because I'm about to thief. UNC government is about to thief. Listen up, Trinis. Right now, as we speak in this godforsaken January 2026, the National Gas Company, our so-called state-owned survivor, is ramming through a brutal 70% spike in natural gas to manufacturers. That goes from $3 per MMBTU straight to $5.30, a 67% increase. The NGC chairman, Gerald Ramdane, is out there saying it's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. While our people are barely surviving, this is a war on the working class, plain and simple. You think this stops at the factory gate? And their spin doctors will come out tomorrow on the ground report and try to distract you and say, oh no, it's just an increase for the manufacturers. It's not going to affect you. Ah, boy. Manufacturers on charities. They pass every cent of pain straight onto you. Food and beverage. It's going to go up. Your doubles, your bake, your shock, your soft drinks, your bread. Prices are going to jump 20 to 30% or more. A simple roadie meal that used to be affordable lunch now becomes a treat only the rich can afford. Grocery bills will be exploding while your wages stay flat. Families skipping meals, kids going hungry. That's the reality that the UNC is forcing on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Bottled water, plastic bags, containers, everything you buy at the market or supermarket doubles in cost overnight. Pharmaceuticals, your Panadol, your antibiotics, your basic needs at the pharmacy hiked because packaging, production, and manufacturing costs are going to soar on them. And those costs are going to be passed down to you. Construction, cement, steel, building materials. Housing is already unaffordable, now impossible for young families to even dream of owning a home. Textiles, garments, chemicals, paints, fertilizers. Our local farmers are going to be paying more for these inputs, so food prices are going to spiral again in a vicious, endless cycle. SMEs, the small businesses that employ our brothers, sisters, cousins, they are going to be the ones to get crushed first. Factories are going to close. Layoffs are going to hit in the thousands. Unemployment is going to skyrocket. Crime is going to increase. The murder rate is going to increase. It's going to be more desperation, more crime, more broken homes. And speaking of crime, already out of control. Wait till people cannot feed their children. So, I don't know, like, I'm really, really turned off by all of this. You know, you people sit back every day, and I have the unfortunate, I wouldn't say pleasure, this unfortunate situation where I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and since my job deals with me being in front of computer monitors all the time, I have no choice but to like open up like YouTube programs like the Ground Report and shit like that, and to listen to you people co-sign this bullshit, this fuckery. Like for the past week, those scumbags at the Ground Report, they've been like distracting you and messing with your minds and saying, oh, if you don't break the law, these fines wouldn't affect you. It's nothing to worry about, and you guys just take this day in and day out. It's really frustrating. And me, even though I'm not in Trinidad, I'm on the outside looking in, and it's just frustrating seeing what is happening. So you guys are going to be in for some real pain coming soon with this increase in the NGC. Let me see if I can pull up my slides again. I didn't really prepare for this show tonight. I didn't want to do it. This, I think I spoke about this already. So ammonia exports. Trinidad commands about 20% of the export market. Also, Trinidad ranks the globe's 15th largest exporter of nitrogen-based fertilizer, bulk of which goes to the US and and Europe. All of these is going to increase. And what is going to happen to the local farmers that have to pay more for fertilizer? That's going to lead to an increase in food prices, more pain, more pressure in Trinidad. Restaurants are already feeling the pinch of these higher prices. And this idiot here, Mr. Tanku, this news story came out. This mask is annoying the shit out of me. It's like, are you guys really paying attention to what is happening with these government officials? So Mr. Tanku, this story came out yesterday. Mr. Tanku wants to invest $1 billion in United States Treasuries. Today, the bond market crashed. And it's like everything this government is doing, it's like from one mistake into the next, into the next, into the next. So I'm not exactly sure if he actually spent this $1 billion in U.S. Treasuries. But if the market crashed, now is a good time to buy some of those bonds, no? So 1 billion US is going to be spent in US bonds, and this is what happened to the bond market today. And my next and last story, which deals with the Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of Artificial Intelligence. I learned about this story tonight as I was listening to the UNC press conference. So the Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of Artificial Intelligence has secured a historic partnership with OpenAI. And this story is being praised in the media of Trinidad and Tobago when in fact you guys should be aghast. Who runs OpenAI, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Bill Gates. So I want you to listen to this video on what Mr. Gates has planned for Africa.
Is entering into the health system, but not just into the health system, it's all the way down to the level of the patient. So the patient is able to talk in their local language and describe what's going on. And so in order to make this a reality, to see what works, what doesn't work, we're thrilled that OpenAI and the Gates Foundation are committing an initiative called Horizon 1000. We're going to 1,000 primary healthcare clinics in Africa. And the goal is to make the work there much higher quality and, if possible, twice as efficient as it is today, taking away the paperwork that needs to be done, organizing the resources, so the patient knows what's available and when to come for their appointment. So there's all sorts of things can be improved. Rwanda has been a great partner for the Gates Foundation in a lot of things, and so we're thrilled that that's actually the first country that this work will go into. We'll certainly also, over time, work in Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria.
Is there anyone who thinks Bill Gates is a good guy at this point after COVID and after all of the shenanigans he did in COVID? Is there anyone who thinks Bill Gates is a good guy? And this stuff, this crap that they're rolling out in Africa, it's going to be coming to Trinidad and Tobago soon. So now this demon is rolling out his artificial intelligence products in Africa, collecting all of their data.
And you have different systems that we have to connect into. Although not this initiative, there's obviously a lot going on in India as well. And so, over the next couple of years, I would expect developing world health may even get ahead of rich world because the need is so great, and the governments are embracing this and making sure that it's moving at full speed.
Okay. Where's my speech? So Trinidad and Tobago
how
has
can a
partnered
company with 13 billion in revenues?
There's my goddamn speech. Hold on. All right. So before I play this video, good. Today I stand before you with rage and outrage and deep disappointment as yet another reckless decision by this UNC-led government. Just when we thought they couldn't sink any lower, they announced with pomp and self-congratulation a so-called landmark partnership with OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, under their fancy new Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence. This ministry, barely a year old and already reeking of cluelessness, has decided that instead of investing in our own sovereign artificial intelligence capabilities, something that could truly empower our youth, our people, protect our data, and create real jobs here at home, they would rather hand over our future to a failing foreign company that's hemorrhaging money, facing lawsuits left and right, stumbling from one crisis to the next. OpenAI, really? This is the same outfit that's burning through billions faster than our oil reserves can dry up, laying off staff, losing top talent, and getting slammed from everything from copyright theft to murder to biased woke outputs that push divisive agendas. Their systems are riddled with hallucinations, censorship, and a San Francisco elite worldview that has no place in our Caribbean reality. And now our government wants to integrate this into our schools, our public service, and our national development. Who controls that data? I asked to the MP of the Ministry of Administration on Artificial Intelligence of Trinidad and Tobago, who controls that data? The question that no one wants to answer. That the question that actually no reporter has even asked to this member of parliament. When our students, teachers, public servants, and citizens start feeding personal information, cultural knowledge, and national secrets into OpenAI's black box servers in the United States, where does that data go? Who owns it? Who can access it? Will American tech overlords be mining like data mining our children's homework, our government files, our private conversations to train their next money-based losing model? And I'm going to play you this video in a few with the founder of OpenAI, Sam. Oh, there's a whole big. I should do a whole chapter on OpenAI if you guys are interested. OpenAI was originally a project of Elon Musk, and it was supposed to be a project that would serve humanity. It would be open source, would be free to everyone. That is why the name of it is called OpenAI. Everything is supposed to be open sourced. So Sam Altman, one of the founders of OpenAI, he decided instead of helping humanity, he would go for the money. So he said, fuck Elon Musk, and he partnered with Bill Gates on Microsoft. And if you, I'm most likely you're not. This is like a speech impediment I have, where I would say like if you know, assuming that you know, but I'll say it anyway. If you know, this then led to a big rift between Elon Musk and Sam Altman. They became like Twitter enemies, so to speak, and that then led to Elon Musk going and creating his own artificial intelligence model, which now actually is far superior to OpenAI. So Elon Musk is now locally is winning in like within the United States. He is actually winning the war with his artificial intelligence model because it's more truthful, it's more up to date, and it actually uses current information. Like if you went into Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI, and do a search, it actually searches the web, Twitter, and other different sources for current information regarding the questions you ask it. So back to my speech. We already know OpenAI has zero respect for privacy or sovereignty. Why on earth would we be trusting them with ours? And let's talk about alternatives. If we're serious about artificial intelligence, excuse me. Whew. I'll clip that out in the edit. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Oh Lord. Let's talk about alternatives. If we're serious about AI, why not partner with systems that actually work without the woke? Baggage without the constant virtue signaling, without forcing ideology down our throats. Grok, built by XAI, is right there. This actually sounds like an advertisement. This is a speech that I actually Grok to write for me. So he's putting in a big advertisement for himself. So Grok, built by XAI, is right there. Truth-seeking, uncensored, maximally helpful, and free from the corporate political capture that's crippled OpenAI. But no, this UNC government would rather chase headlines with a dying giant than do what's smart for Trinidad and Tobago. Meanwhile, our country is broke. Hospitals without medicine, schools falling apart, crime through the roof, and hard-working people struggling under crushing taxes and austerity measures. So now let's go into this video that reinforces the point that I just spoke of.
Make 1.4 trillion of spend commitments, and you've heard the criticism,
First
Sam.
of all, we're doing well more revenue than that. Second of all, Brad, if you want to sell your shares, I'll find you a buyer. I just enough. People are. I think there's a lot of people who would love to buy OpenAI shares. I don't think you would.
Including myself. Including myself.
People who talk with a lot of breathless concern about our compute stuff or whatever that would be thrilled to buy shares. So I think we could sell, your shares or anybody else's to some of the people who are making the most noise on Twitter, whatever, about this very quickly. We do plan for revenue to grow steeply. Revenue is growing steeply. We are taking a forward bet that it's going to continue to grow, and that not only will ChatGPT keep growing, but we will be able to become one of the important AI clouds, that our consumer device business will be a significant and important thing, that AI that can automate science will create huge value. So, there are not many times that I want to be a public company, but one of the rare times it's appealing is when those people are writing these ridiculous OpenAI is about to go out of business and, whatever. I would love to tell them they could just short the stock, and I would love to see them get burned on that.
I would love to short his stock.
But, we carefully plan. We understand where the technology, where the capability is going to go, and how the products we can build around that and the revenue we can generate. We might screw it up. This is the bet that we're making, and we're taking a risk along with that. A certain risk is if we don't have the compute, we will not be able to generate the revenue or make the models at this kind of scale.
And they won't have the compute.
And let me just say one thing, Brad.
This is the Microsoft guy.
Partner and an investor. There is not been a single business plan that I've seen from OpenAI that they're put in and not beaten it. So in some sense, this is the one place where, in terms of their growth and just even the business, it's been unbelievable execution, quite frankly. I mean, obviously, OpenAI, everyone talks about all the success and the usage and what have you. But even, I'd say all up, the business execution has been just pretty unbelievable.
All that was bullshit. OpenAI has $1 trillion in commitments, and they only bring in $1 billion a year. So they are projected to run out of money by next year. And the Trinidad and Tobago government has partnered with OpenAI. So this is the first set of news that has actually come out from the I think the second news story that has come out from the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence, because I'm into tech, I follow this, and anything the AI ministry does, I will be on top of it. And so this is the first major story, and it's horrible, and it shows nothing but grift. If the newly formed Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of Artificial Intelligence cared about actually growing the AI capabilities of the country, they would do what I had suggested in past videos. You know, get some homegrown tech, get your own homegrown people, and create your own homegrown AI technology that you can then export to other people. So we're wasting money. And then again, in the weeks to come, hopefully we will find out how much money the Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of AI will be wasting on this project with OpenAI. And that's the stories that I had to report for you tonight. I am fed up with you Trinis, because you're stupid, and I wasn't into this show tonight. It's just that my God. Anyway, you guys, that's it. Have yourself a great night. When I get my head right, I'll do better on the streams. I know I'm not that good tonight. So you guys have yourself a great night.